I don't know who's which one, but feeling good?
Barry, have you assigned them? Who assigned them?
I didn't sign that.
Well, maybe it's Michael.
Michael's
Maybe
the
Michael.
president.
I'm thinking that's a president.
Okay, switch. Anybody who hasn't switched already, it's their turn.
Michael, do you have us in order somewhere? Row one, row two, row three?
No, we're all going to be up here.
Switch.
We're just going to cooperate.
Somebody
Four,
hasn't
four,
held one
four.
already here.
Exactly right. And those who women or Mike Rickoff want to.
I have no clue.
Guess not.
You can
Do
do
you
it.
want me on the beamer the whole time?
Somebody should be probably up here from the board, but
Okay.
that's up to, I don't know what
Where
was
should I
scheduled.
put this?
Uh,
We're going to be at that.
yeah, yeah.
Hey, Mike.
Yep. I would just put it there. And you're early on, Michael. You're early on. Like right after Kol Nidre.
Check it. See what mine's wearing.
Rochelle here.
Same suit, same shirt, just a different.
Are you all sitting up here? That's weird. Oh, somebody.
Oh,
Put your check behind you. All right, you're fine.
You've got 10 of those.
Hey, we got to
To go.
good, Janssen.
I slept in Fred. And what was funny is the one stuff.
Need bread.
Turn around and see if you see any other. Yes, I will. It's close. It's conscriptable.
Well, Stephen is amazing. Never get tired. They guide it.
What's the slowest trip? Hosanna.
That's great. Want to tell that joke?
That's all
Or
right.
should I? Can I do that one?
What?
Can I do that one? That's a great one.
That'd be great.
Right before Hineni, right? Tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
So we are going to get going. We have our 12 Freds here. We're Barry's one of them, though. Did you count Barry? You counted him. Well, if not, somebody no one. So I'm flanked by some lovely human beings behind me. I'm usually lonely up here by myself. Now we have an abundance of lovely human beings. It's wonderful. Somebody's the Machers, yeah. I didn't want to say that. It might go to their heads. I didn't really want to say that. going to say good yontiv, and I know that this night is always a difficult one for those especially fasting, trying to feed kids, or just trying to eat themselves, and on a weekday, perhaps get home from school or get off from your regular routines. I feel it as well. But now we're here and we can take a deep breath and remember why we are here. I'll share with you a quick story, and then we will take the Torahs in hand. And the reason when we start about 20 minutes before sundown is so that we can get our Kol Nidre prayer in before the sun actually sets. There's a story of an angel who was sent down from heaven to bring back the most precious thing in the world. You may have heard this story before. When the angel reached earth, he came upon a wounded soldier who had given his life for his people and his country. The angel brought back to heaven the soldier's last drop of blood. In heaven, he was told that blood is precious, but it's not the most precious thing in the world. So the angel descended to earth a second time. This time, he brought back the soul of a person who had given his life to save another. They said to him in heaven, "This soul is precious, but this too is not the most precious thing in the world." Again, the angel returned to earth in search of the most precious thing in the world. He saw a robber enter the home of a very rich man. The robber planned to kill the rich man and take all the money. Just as the robber was about to do this, he noticed the rich man's wife in another room of the house. She was saying the bedtime prayer with her small son. Suddenly, the robber remembered how his mother used to say the same prayer with him. A tear fell from the robber's eyes, and he ran from the house. It was this tear that the angel brought back to heaven, and everyone there said to him, "This tear is the most precious thing in the world, because there is no one greater than one who repents." It's a lovely story. It's anonymous, but I think it sets the tone for us. We recognize the ability to do teshuvah, to change our direction, to make amends for our mistakes, is really a gift. It can be indeed the most precious opportunity that we have. So I hope for the next 25 hours, as we hear together, or at home, wherever you may be, you think of this story and think about the work that we all have to do, that we have been doing. We hope that by tomorrow night at this time, as the gates are closing, that we feel we have had that tear shed in the most appropriate way it can be. So I'll ask that if you're able to, as we prepare to take the Torahs out, that you rise. We're going to be on page 204 as we stand together, B'yeshiva Shalmala, by the authority of the Beit Din, the heavenly court, and we stand together, B'yeshivat Shalmata, by the authority of the earthly court. And in a moment, we will hear the words that we've heard for generations, Kol Nidre, all the vows that we take, all the promises and obligations we made to God between last Yom Kippur and this Yom Kippur, we publicly retract. Should we forget the vows that we take, may we be absolved of them. We know, of course, this is just a small step in our process of atonement and of renewal. We know this Shabbaton, this Holy of Holies, this Holy of Holy day of rest, only gives us the opportunity to atone for our mistakes against God. Yom Kippur does not atone for the mistakes we make against other human beings. And so that is our job. As human beings, we're created in the image of God, and when we inflict pain and suffering on others through action or permit it through inaction, we have sinned against God as well. So we keep those thoughts in mind as we take the Torahs in hand, standing together as a community of individuals before God to chant Kol Nidre, singing those same words that our ancestors have recited. May the stirring words and the haunting melody deepen our sensitivity toward the resolutions that we make in our finest moments of spiritual decision. Through resolute will and self-discipline, through vision and strength and hope, may we lessen the distance between what we are and what we ought to be.
B'shiva shel mala, u'b'shiva shel mata, על דת המקום ועל דת הקהל, אנו מתירים להתפלל עם העבריינים. בשיבה של מעלה ובשיבה של מטה, על דת המקום ועל דת הקהל, אנו המתירים להתפלל עם העבריינים. בשיבה של מעלה ובשיבה של מטה, על דת המקום ועל דת הקהל, אנו מתירים להתפלל עם העבריינים. Kol Nidre v'yesarei v'charomei v'konamei v'chinuyei v'kinusei Shavuot din darana Orna Urish Tabana Uriacharibna Vedasarna Al Shifa Satana Miom Kippurim Zeb Ad Yom Kippurim Haba Aleinu Letova Kulon Icharatna Vahom Kulon Yon Shiram Shavitim Betelim Mutalim Lasharirim Velakayamim Uaniderana la nidre Viesarana lo esare Ushivuatana la Shavuot. I can take one.
Just stand over there, it's fine. Either way.
Kol Nidre v'yesarei v'charomei v'konamei v'chinuyei v'kinusei Shavuot din darana Urish Tabana Uriacharibna Uriasarna Al Navshatana Miom Kippur Ad Yom Kippurim Habaleinu Letova Kulon Shavikim, Shavitim, Betulim, Uvutalim, Lo Sharirin, Velo Kayamim, Waniderana, La Nidre, Yesarna, Lo Esore, Ushavuatana, La Shavuot. Kol Nidre, Esarei, Vechoromei, Vechonomei, Vechinuye, Vechinusei, O Shavuot, Jinnadarena, Urishtabana, Uriacharimna, Virasana, Al Nafshatana, Yom Kippurim Zeh, Ad Yom Kippurim, Haba Aleinu, Letova, Kulhon, Icharot Navon, Kulhon Yehoshiram, Shavikim, Shavitim, B'Telim Umvutalim, Lasharirim, Velakayamin, Waniderana, La Nidre, Yesarana, La Esare, Ushavuatana, La Shavuot. V'nislach lechol adat, kol b'nei Yisroel, v'lager hagar b'tocham, ki lecholam b'ishkaga. V'nislach lechol adat b'nei Yisroel, v'lager hagar b'tocham, ki lecholam b'ishkaga. V'nislach lechol adat b'nei Yisroel, V'lager hagar b'tocham, ki lecholam b'ishkaga. Selach na levon am hazeh, ki gadel chastecha, v'chasher nasata le'am hazeh miMitzrayim, v'yalhena v'sham v'nemar. Vayomer Adonai salachti kidvarecha. Vayomer Adonai salachti kidvarecha. Vayomer Adonai salachti kidvarecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehecheyanu v'kiyemanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Doors go back. Just a small one. Let's see. This one goes on the left. Hold it.
This is on the left.
No, no, no. I think. Have to get the pattern right.
The Torahs are in the Aron HaKodesh. You're welcome to be seated. I can see a little daylight out. I think we did okay. There is a story of a man who entered the synagogue on Rosh Hashanah. And the rabbi stood up at the bima and pointed to him and said, "Mr. Cohn," with a K, "are you in the service of the Lord?" Hesitantly he said, "Yes." "Then why is it that we only see you on the high holy days?" He answered, "Because I am in the secret service of the Lord." If you've not been to one of my High Holy Day services, you're going to have to learn to laugh. This is not just a serious day, it's also a day of joy and of celebrating our lives together. It's a great, cute story, and I think it reminds us about really what our community is about, that we should not all be in the secret service of Adonai, of God. Hopefully we are in the service of God. And not keeping that a secret from our families, from ourselves even, and certainly from our community. This community is a very special one. It's a special place that allows us to be together, to celebrate our lives together, to celebrate being Jewish together, and to celebrate being human beings together. So I present to you our president, Michael Kraus, with some words that I think reflect those themes.
Erev Tov to, Erev Tov to all. It's really my pleasure to welcome congregants, their families, and our guests to Beth Israel. Let me start by making a confession appropriate since it's Yom Kippur. When I was growing up in Toronto, I disliked the high holidays. I am the son of a furniture salesman from the Bronx who didn't graduate high school, and of a housewife who had grown up in Toronto's downtown Jewish ghetto, the oldest of 3 kids in an impoverished single-family household where it was understood that girls would never get religious training. Growing up, I, like many of the boys in our all-Jewish blue-collar neighborhood, preferred playing baseball and hockey on Saturdays, depending on the season. The Chagim were especially difficult because they were all-day drawn-out affairs that consumed precious sports playing time. Little did I know that decades later I would contribute to increasing the time taken by those very services, 1,100 miles south of where I grew up. Man plans and God laughs. Speaking of time, have y'all heard the story about New York City and the clock? No, good. I will tell it to you. A tourist from Idaho is visiting New York and he's strolling down 47th Street. His watch is acting up. It's 20 minutes slow and it won't keep good time. And he stops at a storefront window in the middle of which stands one lone clock. Nothing but the clock is in the storefront window. He goes inside the shop. The shop seemed empty. There's a curtain, but he doesn't see anybody in front of the curtain. "Hello," he cries out. From behind a curtain stepped a bearded old man wearing a kippah and tzitzit. "Would you please inspect this watch?" the Idahoan asks. It's running slowly. And he works at the strap, and he gave the timepiece to the old man. "Why are you asking me to do this?" asked the bearded man. "Aren't you a jeweler?" asked the Idahoan. No, I'm a moil. A what? Asks the Idahoan. A moil. I perform circumcisions on Jewish boys at age 8 days. Good Lord, exclaimed the Idahoan. But tell me, why do you have a clock in your window? Mister, sighed the moil, what would you have me put in the window? As I was contemplating this talk, I started thinking about why we're all here today. I believe that we're all here mostly because we want to connect in various ways with Hakadosh Baruch Hu, that is, with that is holy, and also, as the rabbi intimated, with each other. Our nature as Jews, and indeed as human beings, is to desire to be part of something greater than us. In its timeless wisdom, Pirkei Avot, Ethics of the Fathers, tells us, do not separate yourself from your community. The lesson, of course, is that we should not only be a part of this community, but also, if possible, an active part of the community. To those of you who are already engaged at Beth Israel, I say, Kol HaKavod, and thank you. And to those of you who are on the fence, the ones who need proof that Beth Israel actually needs you, y'all are the ones that I'm after tonight. You know why you're on the fence. Maybe you're feeling a bit alienated. Maybe you are embarrassed by your lack of knowledge. Maybe you even feel offended, misunderstood, or you're disappointed by something that I have done or said, or something you've heard or seen others do or say at the shul. Well, first off, I'm here to offer you my apology if I've ignored you or if I failed you in any way. I ask for your forgiveness. If you wish, come talk with me after services, and I will apologize in person. But in addition to, or as part of my atonement, I'm here to offer you an opportunity. I want to invite all of you to join us or rejoin us, as the case may be. If you have suggestions for improvement, but you've never joined a synagogue committee, join one or ask me to create one. If you have a passion for something that might help enlighten us, please share it with me. If you're embarrassed by the state of your Hebrew or of your davening ability, well, please join the club. I'm a charter member. Our ears are open, and more importantly, our hearts are open. Please join us. 5786 is going to be a defining year for our community. The next secular year, 2026, as many of y'all know, is our 110th anniversary, and we have many activities planned. We are blessed to celebrate this anniversary with our rabbi, her husband, and their great kids, who form, by the way, 2/3 of the Beth Israel Boys Choir. Rabbi Cohen makes us the envy of every synagogue in the South, and if you don't know that, it's because you don't come to services often enough. I'd like to mention just a few of the changes that have been taking place since 5785. Let me give you the top 10. I could go on for a much longer time. First, we have a wonderful new kosher kitchen. Heartfelt thanks to the anonymous donor who made that possible. A new commercial dishwasher is changing how we prepare and serve food. We can now be more cost-friendly and more eco-friendly. We use less throwaway paper and plastics, less water, and less time washing dishes. Also, we now have a small, dedicated space outside the kitchen for dairy or veggie foods brought in from outside. That makes potluck dinners and other food events easier and allows us to maintain kashrut in the kitchen. Second, ongoing safety and maintenance improvements to the building have been implemented. Some are apparent and others are hidden. Third, our men's club has been revitalized thanks to our two co-chairmen, and its numerous functions include helping with the purchase of new mats for the sukkah, sponsoring social activities, and organizing monthly breakfasts. Fourth, our sisterhood's recent Mahjong tournament attracted players from all over the South, and along with its many other activities, the sisterhood supports our religious school, our kitchen, and other synagogue needs. Fifth, 2 weeks ago, we hosted a Shabbat dinner for adults aged 21 to 49, whether or not they're members of Beth Israel. This is part of your board's decision to make a concerted effort to reach out to young adults who are often new to Greenville and who are interested in connecting with their Jewish identity. Some of y'all may be here this evening, and if so, Bruchim Habayim. Sixth, our adult education opportunities, including Rabbi Cohen's Sunday morning Judaism class, Fred Leffert's Hebrew and Torah classes, and our monthly book club, create opportunities for learning and belonging. Our shul continues to attract people who are interested in learning about and or converting to Judaism. Our membership chair, Mindy Levy, is doing wonderful work. Seventh, the Ta'am Torah class for 2 to 4-year-olds that meets once a month on Sundays has been growing. It is open to the wider community, and it shows off one of Beth Israel's strengths. Our new religious school director, Ariella Alfieri, who is herself an alumna of the religious school, is poised to continue to help the school grow. Our new post-B'nai Mitzvah class started last year and is continuing. Eighth, Rabbi Cohen's Yom HaShoah program has grown to become a collaboration with the Reform Temple as well. Ninth, our social action projects continue to grow in number. In addition to Meals on Wheels and the Salvation Army, we provide 25 bags of food every week and new clothing to low-income kids at Summit Drive Elementary just across the street. Last but not least, 10th, our Chesed Committee increasingly reaches out to ill and homebound members, letting them know that their congregational family remembers them and cares. There's much more, as I said, but I've taken too much time already. Time for some closing remarks. If you would have told me at my bar mitzvah in Toronto many years ago that I would be serving as a synagogue president in Greenville, I would have told you two things. First, you're crazy. And second, where the heck is Greenville? But I'm not the boy that I was at my bar mitzvah. The high holiday season that was once unpleasant for me as a child is now unpleasant for me for a very different reason. And that reason is that, like every year, at this time, I humbly and earnestly ask you to open your wallets for Beth Israel. This synagogue's work does not come free. Our membership dues account for about 40% of our expenses every year, and I assure you we are an extremely lean operation. If you have not responded to the email solicitation that I sent you, please do so right now. Please, I entreat you, please take out your pledge cards that you should have received at your entrance into the shul and fold down your most generous pledge. If you have already answered the email appeal, thank you very much. And of course, it's always possible that you might consider to give a tiny bit more. It is for a good cause. At this time, I'd just like to ask the ushers if they could stand up and collect any cards that y'all might have. Please, all of you, be a part of this dynamic new chapter for Beth Israel. Our region is growing, and new Jewish families are arriving every month. Beth Israel, 110 years old, home to our city's most famous mayor, can and should become the core of the upstate's Jewish community. Please help that to happen. On behalf of the entire board of Beth Israel, and you will, if you're new to the synagogue, you'll see us. We're wearing name tags. Please introduce yourself. On behalf of the board, I'm Yisrael Chai, and Gemar Chatzima Tova, and may your fast be a meaningful one. Thank you.
As Michael said, it is never easy to lead a congregation and then to ask a congregation for their help. Asking for help is one of the hardest things we do as human beings, whether it's financial or physical, spiritual, wherever it may be. We appreciate you taking the time to help us do mitzvot and to help us do this mitzvah in particular of supporting our community and supporting this amazing congregation as well. We are going to move forward into our evening service, which again is a moment of togetherness in that we begin the evening service each evening with the words Baruch Hu and the response Baruch Adonai Baruch Le'olam Va'ed. It is only done in the context of having a minyan, of our community together, and it is the formal way in which we welcome in the evening and our community together in prayer. So I'll ask if you are able to please rise, and we turn to page 207 as we join together again in Baruch Hu as Barry leads us, as we respond to his charge to let God be a foremost part of our lives. Let us recognize the theme of creation in this first part of the service. We are partners with God in that creator, being a creator here on earth. 207.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai hamevorach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai hamevorach le'olam voed.
You may be seated.
Umavir yom, umevi laila, umavdil ben yom uvein laila, Adonai tzavot shemo, el chai v'kayam, tamid l'machai le'olam voed, Baruch atah Adonai, umavir aravim.
208.
Avar olam beit Yisrael. Ki em chayenu v'orech yameinu v'hem nega yomam v'layla v'avatcha al tasir mimenu l'lamim Baruch atah Adonai Ohev Amo Yisrael.
We join together in Shema and the Baruch line as well, as we remind ourselves of God who loves us, we love God, and we see that love through the living of the mitzvot. Middle of 208.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem, Kivod Malchuto, Leolam Vaed.
We join together V'ahavta in the Hebrew and the English.
V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha, V'chol levavecha, V'chol nafshecha, V'chol me'odecha, V'hayu advarim ha'ele, Asher anochi mitzavecha, Hayom al levavecha, V'shinantam levanecha, V'dibarta bam, V'shivtecha b'veitecha, Ulechtecha v'derech, U'shachbecha u'kumecha, U'kshartam le'od al yadecha, V'hayu l'tatafot bein einecha, U'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha, U'visharecha. We read the English on 208 towards the bottom. You shall love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all that is yours. These words that I command you this day shall be taken to heart. Teach them again and again to your children, and speak of them when you sit in your home, when you walk on your way, when you lie down, and when you rise up. Bind them as a sign upon your hand, and as a symbol above your eyes. Inscribe them upon the doorposts of your homes and on your gates. We continue silently, 209. Behaya. In the middle of 209, you'll find the Vayomer paragraph taken from the book of Numbers. It reminds us of the mitzvot. We say the word tzitzit, and it is a physical reminder for us of those mitzvot. We normally do not recite this in the evening, for we are normally not wearing a talit, so we tend to just do it quietly as a source of study. But tonight on Yom Kippur, one of the only night of the year which we don our talit, it acts not only as a reminder of what we need to do, of the mitzvot, those things that we need to take upon ourselves to help make ourselves better human beings and the world a better place, but it also serves as a reminder of the importance of this day. It is like our burial shroud. We are buried when we die in our talit, and it is again a reminder of the equality of all of us in death, this simple garment that drapes around us. Tonight, if you'll join with me in the paragraph, again in the middle of 209, as we remind ourselves again of the primacy of the mitzvot in our lives. Vayomer Adonai el Moshe lemor, daber el bnei Yisrael, v'amarta alehem, v'yasu lahem tzitzit, al kanfei bigdehem lidorotam, v'natanu al tzitzit, hakanaf v'til techelet, v'haya lachem litzitzit, or item oto, uzchartem et kol mitzvot Adonai, v'asitem otam, v'lo taturu, acharei levavchem, yacharei nechem, asher atem zonim achareihem, leman tizkeru, v'asitem et kol mitzvotai, v'yitem kedoshim lelohechem, ani Adonai Elohechem, asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim, liot lachem lelohim, ani Adonai Elohechem.
Adonai Elohechem emet. V'yemuna kol zot.
We continue over on page 210 by the arrow.
Umalchuto b'ratzon kiblu alehem, Moshe Miriam v'nei Yisrael, lechanu shira, v'simcha rabba, v'yamru chulam. Mi kamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, no tehilot osef elef. Malchutecha ra'u vanecha bokei ayam lefnei Moshe, Seli anu ve'amru Adonai yimloch le'olam vo'em. V'ne'emar ki fadarna et Yaakov ugalo miyad chazak mimenu Baruch atah Adonai kol Yisroel.
Page 211, you'll find Hashkivenu, our prayer that asks for a sense of shalom as we end our day and begin a new one together. Page 211, if you'll join with me responsively in our creative Hashkivenu. Allow us, Adonai, our God, to sleep peacefully and to awaken again to life, O Sovereign. Spread over us your canopy of peace. Restore us with your good counsel and save us for the sake of your name. Shield us, remove from us enemies and pestilence, sword, starvation, and sorrow, and remove the evil forces that surround us.
Shelter us in the shadow of your wings, for you, God,
Watch over and deliver us, and you are the sovereign, merciful, and compassionate. Ensure our going and coming for life and peace, now and forever. May you spread over us your canopy of peace. Baruch atah Adonai, who spreads the canopy of peace over us and over all the people Israel and over Jerusalem. By the arrow on 211.
Ufros aleinu sukat shalomecha, Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu, v'yol kol amo Yisroel, v'yol Yerushalayim.
We rise as we join together page 212, the second paragraph for Yom Kippur, announcing the day.
Ki vayom hazeh yichapar alechem, v'taher etchem mikol atotechem, lifnei Adonai titaru.
In the middle of the page in the English, For on this day atonement shall be made for you to purify you from all your transgressions. In the presence of Adonai you shall be pure. We remain standing for Chatzi Kaddish.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה יעמד יברח חירותי וימליך מלכותי בחייכון וביומייכון וחיי כל בית ישראל בגלה ובזמן קריב אמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם לא מעלמיה יתברך יתברך וישתבח ויתבר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ונעל שמיר קודשה בריחו לעילה לעילה מכל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה תמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן.
You'll find the silent Amidah this evening, beginning on page 213, continuing through 223. As always, feel free to use this time for your own personal thoughts and meditations to add to the words on the page. When you're through, you're welcome to be seated.
עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו, ועל כל ישראל, וימרו, וימרו, אמן. יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו, ועל כל ישראל, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. ויאמרו אמן.
You'll turn to page 223. Unlike the daytime, we don't do a repetition of our Amidah, of our standing prayer. What we do, though, are piyutim, selections, and poetry, in essence, that remind us of the themes of the day, certainly, and kind of usher us in this evening and will carry us through the day tomorrow till we conclude tomorrow evening. Ya'aleh is one of those piyutim, one of those ancient poems, and we're not sure who wrote it. It's an anonymous medieval poem, and it describes Yom Kippur as a progression from this evening, from Kol Nidre, again to Ne'ilah, to when those gates close. Each verse you'll see starts with Ya'aleh. It talks about rising in the evening, and Yavo arriving, and in the morning Yera'eh appearing by the end of the day. So it's a progression of our day, and so it seems appropriate that this is the piyut we begin in the heart of our evening service as we anticipate our long 24 hours together. You'll find it as, again, an alphabetical acrostic, but a backwards one. So if you like that kind of thing, you can look for the bolded letters in the middle parts of the, not at the beginning, but in the middle parts of the structure of the poem. Piyutim are quite fascinating for the holidays. Maybe one day we'll take some time to study some of them. In page 223, we have the custom of opening the Aron HaTorah.
יצא וימושם, תאזין שוועתנו, ותקשיב מנו מאמר, כיום ויקרא בשם אדוני, ויעבור אדוני על פניו ויקרא. Adonai, Adonai, El Rachum V'Chanun, Erech Apayim, V'Rav Chesed V'Yemet, Notzer Chesed Le'alafim, Naseh Avon V'Fesha, V'Tata V'Nakeh. Adonai, Adonai, El Rachum V'Chanun, Erech Apayim, V'Rav Chesed V'Yemet, Notzer Chesed Le'alafim, Naseh Avon V'Fesha, V'Chata V'Nakeh. Adonai, Adonai, El Rachum V'Chanun, Erech Apayim, V'Rav Chesed V'Yemet, Notzer Chesed Le'alafim, Naseh Avon V'Fesha, V'Chata V'Nakeh. V'salachta le'avonenu u'lechata'tenu u'nchaltanu. Selach lanu avinu ki chatanu, mechal lanu malkeinu ki fashanu, ki ata Adonai tov v'selah, v'rav chesed lechol korecha.
We read together the bottom of 226. Forgive us, our Creator, for we have sinned. Pardon us, our Sovereign, for we have transgressed. For you, Adonai, are kind and forgiving. You act generously to all who call on you. You may be seated for just a moment. We come to another piyut in our tefillah that is very different, actually. It speaks of, and again, this is an unknown piyut as well, but it speaks of the as clay in the hands of the potter. You'll see, if you look at the language, We are as stone in the hand of the mason, as iron in the hand of the blacksmith, as the helm of the hand in the sailor. We see ourselves as partners with God in the process of creation, God being the ultimate creator. That's really what this Ya'aleh is talking about. But it has an interesting refrain. La brit habeit v'al tefen yetzer. Recall your covenant, do not heed the accuser. It is reminding us that our covenant is what strengthens us each day. It's what we rely on to make that connection with God. And in this way, it is not one that leaves us feeling powerless in the hands of the potter or in the hand of the mason, but one that reminds us we are partners in that. So page 227, I'll ask once again if you'll rise as the Aron HaKodesh is open.
כי הנך אומר ביד היוצר, ברצותו מרחיב וברצותו מקצר, כן אנחנו בידך חסד נוצר. לברית הבית ואל תפן ליצר, כי הנה כאבן ביד חמסתית. ברצותו אוחז וברצותו מחטט, כן אנחנו בידך מחיה וממוטט. לברית הבית ואל תפן ליצר.
Bottom of 227, the bottom two verses.
כי הנה קירה ביד הרוקם, ברצותו מיישר וברצותו מעקם, כן אנחנו בידך על כנו ונוקם. לברית הבית ואל תפן ליצר, כי הנה ככסף ביד הצורף. ברצותו משגשג וברצותו מצרף, כן אנחנו בידך ממציא למזור טרף. לברית הבית ואל תפן ליצר.
As the Aron HaKodesh is closed, you're welcome to be seated. The next piyut on page 233 begins with the word Shema. We have the theme of listening, which I talked a little bit about on Rosh Hashanah. Of course, the most famous Shema we know about is Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, Adonai is our God, Adonai is one. The story is told of a busy lawyer whose father lived 400 miles away. He would call her on the telephone. Please come and visit me. I'm getting older and I miss you. She would inevitably reply, I'm busy. I have depositions and trials. Someday I'll come to see you. One day on the telephone, the father said to his daughter, may I ask you a personal question? When I pass away, will you come to my funeral? Well, she was very upset, of course. How can you ask me this? Of course I will attend your funeral. He replied, come now. I need you now more than I will need you then. The Shema Kolenu, the prayer, reminds us that we have a job to do, that we have a job to listen to the pleas of our parents, to listen to the pleas, yes, of our children, of our husbands, of our wives, of our community. What are they saying to us? What do we need to hear from them? What are their needs and what are their requests? Again, on page 233, I'll ask once again, there's a lot of sitting and standing, I know, but if you're able to rise once again, 233 for Shema Kolenu.
Shema Kolenu Adonai Eloheinu, Chus v'rachem aleinu, v'kabel berachamim uv'ratzon, et tefilateinu.
Shema Kolenu, Adonai rachamim uratzon et tfilateinu.
השיבנו אדוני אליך ונשובה, חדש ימינו כקדם.
השיבנו אדוני אליך ונשובה, חדש ימינו כקדם.
אל תשליכנו מלפניך, רוח קודשך, אל תיקח ממנו.
אל תשליכנו מלפניך ורוח קודשך, אל תיקח ממנו.
אל תשליכנו לעת זקנה ככלות כוחנו, אל תעזבנו.
אל תשליכנו לעת זקנה ככלות כוחנו, אל תעזבנו. As Yaron HaKodesh is closed, you may be seated. We turn over to page 234 for the Piyut Ki Anu Amecha, 234 at the top.
אלוהינו ולאבותינו, סלח לנו, מחל לנו, כפר לנו, כי אנו עמך, ואתה אלוהינו, אנו בניך, ואתה אבינו, אנו עבדיך, ואתה אדוננו, אנו קהלך, ואתה חלקנו, אנו נחלתך, ואתה גורלנו, אנו צונך, ואתה רוענו, אנו חרמך, ואתה נוטרנו, אנו פעולתך, ואתה יוצרנו, אנו רעייתך, ואתה דודנו, אנו סגולתך, ואתה קרבנו, אנו עמך, ואתה מלכנו, אנו ממירך, ואתה ממירנו.
After a long, hard climb up the mountain, the spiritual seekers finally found themselves in front of the great teacher. Bowing deeply, they asked the question that had been burning inside them for so long: how do we become wise? There was a long pause until the teacher emerged from meditation, and finally the reply came: good choices. But teacher, how do we make good choices? From experience, responded the wise one. And how do we get experience? Bad choices, smiled the teacher. That's one of my favorite ones. You might just hear it again next year or maybe later tomorrow. It's a good one.
That's good.
One of the exercises I ask our children to do in the school and my adult ed class as well is to help us create our own alphabetical list. In the Silent Amidah, you recited the alphabetical list of wrongs that we did. We'll recite it here together in this part of the service out loud together, as we will continue through each part of the service through tomorrow, or right up through Ne'ilah, where we will do it again. So tonight, I share with you the 26 ways we can be a better human being, the better choices that we can figure out to make for ourselves. And this is according to our 5th grade class. There's a couple of them around. They're probably back in my office playing chess, aren't they? Yes, okay. Well, anyway. This is the 5th grade's 26 ways we can be a better human being. Their alphabetical list. A, annoy nobody. B, don't boss others. C, I like this one, call your family. D, oh, this was a good one too. Let me add another C, care for pets. Yeah, that's a hard one to get them to do. D, do a mitzvah a day. E, be enthusiastic, entertain old folks, and elevate ourselves.
That's good.
F, I love this one. Fill yourself with love. G, go with the flow. H, help heal hurt things. That's a 3-letter word score right there. Help heal hurt things. I, share ideas. J, this is a wonderful one for a 5th grader especially, just be you. K, this is clever, kill bad decisions. But this is a nice one also, keep a nice attitude. Here's a 4-letter word score for those of you who like Scrabble, quadruple letter word score. Love, laugh, and learn new things. M, make everything meaningful. Thought that was a British one too. N, never be hateful. O, it's okay to tell the truth. It's a 5th grader. What do you want, right? P, protect the endangered. Q, this is my favorite, be quiet when your teacher is talking. Yeah, Josh was raising his hand from the back of the room. R, do the right thing and respect others. S, speak out when needed. I like that one. T, give tzedakah. And also, here's another T, try harder. I think the lessons from our 5th grade class, I think they certainly speak well to us of the ways that we can think of ourselves as being better human beings. We may look at the page and we